Chapter 10, Maintenance of the Way Personnel. The chapter deals with the duties maintenance of the way personnel regarding the protection of the tracks and right-of-way of the tool, appliances, machines, and the performance of the duties. General watchmen and the personnel working on or about the tracks must be protected by watchmen or by appropriate signals. Watchmen must be stationed where he can see approaching locomotives and cars are being able to be warned personnel with a whistle blow or some other means to allow them to get clear. Train clearance upon the approach of a locomotive or train. Maintenance of way personnel must move to the place of safety clearing of all main track. Personnel must ensure that all materials are removed from place and that they are interfere with the passenger trains. Personnel will observe the passing trains of the hot box or other mechanical defects. Single of the crew as appropriate. Flag protection. Performing working obstructs tracks affecting the movement of the trains. Proper flag protection is prohibited. Component flagmen, watchmen equipped in torpedoes, proper signal materials, flags of the day, fuses, lanterns at night, and will be sent in sufficient distance to ensure the full protection that they will be placed in torpedoes in conditions with visibility required to display lighted fuses when necessary because of the curves and weather conditions. Two flagmen will be sent out to the segment. The second flagman will be stationed between the first flagman and the point protected. The torpedoes will not be placed near the station, public crossing, or torpedoes will not be placed near stations or public crossings, where they may injure the person. Fires and maintenance of the way maintenance of the way personnel must alert of fires that may occur along the right way, and they must remove combustible materials. Vicinity tracking buildings, bulges, the water barrels, bridges, trestle station platforms must be kept in fire filled directive. Defective barrels will be placed, and personnel must observe telegraph lines to see that the pole lines are in proper position, particularly in serious storms. Fire coals and ashes are seen and falling, passing locomotives with promptly reported dispatch and giving the location, number, and direction of the movement of the locomotive and time. Seen camper cars. Personnel are prohibited from entering and leaving camp or material cars that are standing adjacent to the main track, except for the side of the end of the opposite of the main track. Tracks and right-of-way. Track clearance of the space between and beside the yard of the track switches may be clear of the tools and materials piled on the outline and must be kept safe in distance from the track guards and will be posted when required. Any holes have been dug near the tracks must be filled as soon as possible. Until they are filled, they must be covered unless protected and prevent injury. Track jacks must be placed outside of the rails when possible. When necessary, to jack the rails to raise the flag. Raise the rail. Flag protection is provided. Storing tools and material in tools is prohibited. Details working in the mouth tunnel is standing clear of all tracks. When train approaches, the personnel who are able to leave the tunnel will occupy the manholes, and personnel tunnels should be lighted if the work is permitted in them. Material and tool handling. All use of gloves and handling creosote ties and timber and climbing creosote poles. Exposed skin should be covered with solid cleaning grease when working with among creosote materials. Tools and appliances. When handling appliances, machine and personnel must be compliant with the rules. Do not use machine and tools for the purpose other than those for which they are designated. Do not strike hardened bolts, pins, bushings, tampered tools, other hardened objects, hammers, or other hardened materials. Do not use spike mouths to strike chisel, rock, drills, backing out tools, lining pins, or spike mouths, or so forth. Or use approved hammers for such purposes. Do not spike over rails except for track structures makes it necessary. Two people must not drive the same spike at the same time. Do not draw I have claw bars under the spike heads of spike mouths. Use of sledgehammers for the purpose. Do not use lining bars, clean bars, or two rails. Use rail forks approved for tools for purposes. Do not leave shovels, forks, rakes, hoes, or other pointed sharp-edged tools lying with points edges up. Do not leave tools material leaning against the walls, locomotive cars, or anywhere where they fall and be knocked down. Use proper equipment, material, lining holes, insertive rivets, bolts, knuckle pins, so forth. Personnel must not use the fingers to align holes when assisting for the use of chisel bars, punches, other equipment. Personnel holding the tools standing at the opposite side of the person using the hammer whenever possible. Not use a file of the wedge of the pry bar, striking with and against the metal without using a file, against metal, or use a file without a handle. The wrench fits a pry properly. Pipe wrenches should be used in pipe rounded materials when possible. Apply to the forces of pulling. If wrenches be pushed and to do so, the palm never apply. Improvise extensions to the handle of wrenches other than tools and increase of leverage. The broom's bagging is similar protection of the cutoff bolts with nuts, rivets, and when packing up bolts and rivets. Use canvas or other sheet screen, chipping, cutting to prevent injury from flying fragments. Never press a screwdriver into a small object held in the hand, or use a vise and other means to hold such material. Never sit on or stand on a straddle bar or lever when using it. When moving a car by hand, have the handle over the car mover slightly out of the line of the rail to avoid catching fingers. Ensure jackets have secure adequate footing, except for when using the jack as a track repair operator. A block of wood other than over the approved cushioning material should be inserted in between the head of the jack and metals parts being jacked. The properly removed handles when the jackets are being operated. Ensure that all personnel tools, materials, and cleared before the tripping. Otherwise, lower the jack under the load. Place track jacks outside of the rail when possible.